Part 56. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 551. As time went by, only a few geniuses were left, and they all understood that the remaining geniuses should be the candidates who could compete for the emperor's crown. Soon, an eternal god king genius began to test. Xuanhuan, hidden race, peak eternal god king, talent, 4 forbidden avenues, unknown, comprehensive evaluation, no creator. Then, Xuanhuan's face slowly appeared on the light curtain. Her face was beautiful, and her azure blue eyes were so beautiful that it was beyond cognition, as if she was not a creature of this world. The hidden race finally appeared. What a beautiful woman, oh no, my heart is moved. Damn, this talent is too scary, 4 forbidden avenues, this is the eternal God King. What's more terrifying is her future, she is a creator, almost standing at the top of the heavens and the worlds. Damn, there are a lot of unknowns again, what are these unknowns? Maybe it's something terrible. Then, several more breaths were transmitted into the stone tablet. Mingyuan, the ancient Ming clan, the peak of the eternal God King. Talent, 2 forbidden avenues, abyss demon body, unknown, comprehensive evaluation, above exploration. At this moment, Mingyuan in the crowd frowned slightly after seeing his information and future predictions. He felt that his talent should be no worse than Xuanhuan, but in the end, he was above knowledge exploration, which made him quite dissatisfied. Sea Wasteland Emperor, Sea Wasteland Race, Eternal God King Peak, Talent, 3 forbidden avenues, Gigzu Body, comprehensive evaluation, above exploration. Soon, the demons and geniuses appeared one after another, feasting everyone's eyes, and truly made the geniuses understand the gap between themselves and the strongest demons in the heavens and the worlds. Miss Sui, it's our turn, you first or me? Emperor Su looked at Sui and said with a smile. All right. Ha ha ha, in that case, I'll go first. Then, Emperor Su also injected his breath into the steel. In an instant, the steel actually emitted bursts of immortal light. You know, this has never happened before. Emperor Su, Taigu Su clan, half-step quasi-emperor, talent, eternal god emperor body, 4 forbidden avenues, unknown, comprehensive evaluation, above creation and ascension. Boom. After seeing this evaluation, almost all the Tianjiao were dumbfounded, their faces were horrified, as if they had seen something horrifying. Am I blind? What is that evaluation? Above the creation of ascension, what the hell is this realm? Half-step quasi-emperor, this Xuanhuan is actually a half-step quasi-emperor. This is too humming scary. Damn, half-step quasi-emperor, isn't this a dimensionality reduction attack? Yeah, brother Xuanhuan is the best. Long Yao shouted excitedly. Is this true? Is Xuanhuan so strong? Linda said in astonishment. Of course, after all, a creature like Shantiandi wants to take over his body, do you think it can be strong? Mei Xian said slowly. My God, it's so scary. At this moment, the world shook, and then the void was slowly torn apart, and a magnificent and vast voice slowly appeared. Emperor Su, successfully climbed the ancient Tianjiao list, and blessed the heavens and the worlds. Instantly, a wisp of power appeared in Emperor Su's mind, constantly strengthening everything about Emperor Su, and then Emperor Su's breath began to gradually rise. Afterwards, an extremely huge stone tablet slowly appeared, from which flowed an extremely ancient and vicissitudes of life, and then Emperor Su's name slowly appeared on the stone tablet. Emperor Su, Ancient Tianjiao Ranking, 101. This time, it was really a shaking of the world, and countless Tianjiao felt that they had difficulty breathing, as if they were strangled by someone. For a while, the world was dead silent, and you could hear a pin drop. What the hell, the ancient Tianjiao ranking. I really didn't expect that this thing would appear. Minjiao shook her head and sighed. Minjiao, what on earth is this? As the name suggests, this ranking is the strongest prodigy before the great emperor in the entire universe. I just didn't expect that Emperor Su would be recognized. Although it is not as good as the ancient emperor list, it is also enough to be passed down through the ages. After hearing Minjiao's explanation, everyone was stunned, with disbelief flashing in their eyes. In other words, Emperor Su may be on the ancient emperor list. Emperor Lin said blankly as if he was frozen. This is not certain. Being on the ancient prodigy does not mean that you will definitely be on the ancient emperor list. It's just that the probability is much greater than ours. On the other side, Mingyuan, Haihuang Emperor Tian, and other ancient races prodigies looked extremely ugly. Maybe the head of the ancient race in the future will be the Su clan. As for Lan Yalian, she looked at Emperor Su with a sharp gaze and whispered. As expected of you, Emperor Su. If it weren't for that dark age, when a female emperor of Nanyi suddenly appeared, I'm afraid you would be. But I won't admit defeat. I must fight for the emperor's crown. At this moment, the sky and the earth suddenly changed color, dark clouds pressed down on the city, and the whole world seemed to fall into darkness. Boom! Boom! In the endless dark clouds, there were constant terrifying explosions, as if something terrifying was about to come out. Then, the phantoms of quasi-emperors slowly appeared. The geniuses who saw it immediately recognized the situation in front of them, and said with trembling fear. This is, the calamity of the quasi-emperor. Emperor Su, he is about to break through the quasi-emperor. He is cheating, this Emperor Su is definitely cheating. Then, a formation slowly appeared. All the geniuses, please enter the formation immediately, otherwise you will bear the consequences. Boom! All the geniuses immediately entered the formation, and the fear in their hearts slowly disappeared. Quasi-emperor, I want to witness the birth of a quasi-emperor with my own eyes. We are lucky to witness the birth of a quasi-emperor with our own eyes, but at the same time, we are also unfortunate to be in the same era as such a genius. Sister Shui, this Emperor Su is about to take off. If he is promoted to quasi-emperor, it's just a quasi-emperor. I may not be powerless to fight. What's more, I also feel that I will be promoted to a half-step quasi-emperor or quasi-emperor. Shui looked at the calamity cloud above and said calmly. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 552. Sister Sui, you are awesome. Sui, is it true? Minjiao immediately asked seriously. Well, it feels like the bottleneck is about to be broken. When you were promoted to God King, what you summoned was the Quasi-Emperor's tribulation. If you were promoted to Quasi-Emperor, I'm afraid it would be the real Great Emperor's tribulation, Minjiao said with great worry. Don't worry, Minjiao, I believe in Sister Sui. Yes, Minjiao, Sui has created so many miracles, we just need to believe in her. Yes, my wife is right. You are interested, Zhang Changkan and others said immediately. Well, I believe in Sui too. On the other side, Xuanhuan suddenly opened his eyes, his fairy light flashed, and at the same time he exuded wisps of quasi-emperor power. Suddenly, all the geniuses felt that they were not in the same class as Xuanhuan. Today, I, Emperor Su, will be promoted to quasi-emperor, and no one can stop me. Emperor Su looked at the calamity clouds in the sky, looking at everything with disdain. Brother Xuanhuan, come on. Long Yao kept shouting excitedly, she didn't think her brother Xuanhuan could even overcome this calamity. On the other side, Quasi-Emperor's Hija seemed to feel the contempt of Emperor Su, and vowed to teach this ant a lesson he would never forget. Boom! Click! Then, a dragon-like chaos divine thunder struck directly at Emperor Su, palm of the eternal divine emperor. Upon seeing this, Su Wang's eyes flashed with excitement, and then he blasted out with a palm, and the terrifying aura continuously bombarded the barrier. Boom! After the explosion, the two directly annihilated each other. Then, accompanied by several violent roars, 6 chaotic divine thunders struck down again. This kind of power is far from enough. God-destroying palm. Forbidden Avenue fusion, forbidden sword. Later, Xuanhuan performed a show of unpredictable talent for countless geniuses. At this moment, the entire small world was constantly shaking, and the terrifying aftermath directly dispersed the large black clouds of Kangkaian Mountain. After an unknown amount of time, no more chaos divine thunder strikes. It's so humming scary, far beyond my knowledge. Yes, I couldn't stop the first chaos god thunder, let alone the world-destroying wave of chaos god thunder that followed. Emperor Su has the qualifications. Everyone, how many chaos thunders do you think you can block? Emperor Lin asked slowly while looking at the acquaintances around him. All 7 paths, but it won't be as easy as drinking water like Xuanhuan. Lin Bufan was the first to answer. As expected of the descendant of Emperor Mortal, awesome. I think I can resist 4, and any more is the limit. But if I completely break through the peak eternity, I should be able to almost all of them, Dai Junweifu said after thinking carefully. I'll do it twice. Me too. Mu Xianjun and Demon Immortal groaned. 1. He, Wan'er, we are the same. I feel like we are just one, so we have to use our full strength, Mu 11 said with a smile. Holy shit, I feel like I can't resist anyone. Emperor Lin said mournfully. Hey, brother, you can't do it? I feel like I can resist a divine thunder with all my strength. After all, we are just the Chaos God King and half-step eternity. Once we break through eternity, we will be able to block 3 to 5 attacks, but it will not be so easy, Jun Yuyi said slowly. On the other side, after a long period of silence, endless dark clouds began to gather in Kangkaian Mountain again. Then, wisps of imperial power slowly appeared. This was not the power of a quasi-emperor, but the power of a true emperor. Immediately afterwards, a phantom slowly appeared, and the invincible aura made all worlds tremble, as if it was the master of this world. All spirits surrendered, and the stars flowed. Of course, the most eye-catching thing is that the eyes of this emperor have double pupils, which are the legendary invincible double pupils. Double eyes. It's the invincible double pupil. Mom, I'm so promising, I can actually see the invincible double eyes. Oh, I'm so humming excited. Once the double pupil comes out, there is only one path to invincibility. Between opening and closing, life and death flow. This is the real invincible double pupil. Juniors, pay your respects to the invincible emperor with double eyes. Su Huang said with great respect. Haha, I don't have double eyes, I just have second generation double eyes. My double eyes are not really invincible. My father's are the real invincible double eyes. The second generation double-eyed shadow said slowly. At the same time, on a certain road on the road to all realms, the second generation double-eyed shadow also noticed that his own shadow left on the road to all realms appeared. Oh, Emperor Su of the Teiku Su family, yes, this talent is really terrifying. At the same age as you, I have never been on the Teiku talent list. On the other side, Emperor Su shook his head and said. You and the first generation of double pupils are both invincible double pupils in our hearts, so there is no difference to us, not to mention that the tiger father has no dog son, right? Ha ha ha, yes, this character is really good. Don't worry, I will suppress the realm to the quasi-emperor. As long as you can block one of my moves, this disaster will be over. Thank you Emperor Chongtong. Su Huang said respectfully. Although he looked down upon everything, he still had the necessary knowledge. Under the same realm, he could not defeat the invincible Changtong at all, not to mention that he was only half a step to the quasi-emperor. However, perhaps after countless years of immersion in the quasi-emperor realm, he would be able to fight. Xuanhuan is going to fight against our second-generation Changtong. Is there any hope? Linda said worriedly. Didn't Senior Changtong say that he would lower his realm to the quasi-emperor? Besides, he only needs to block one move. That being said, that was the invincible Changtong. Xuanhuan is only half a step to the quasi-emperor now. At this point, we can only believe him, but this can also prove the horror of Xuanhuan's talent. You must know that most of the creatures that break through the quasi-emperor only have the chaos god Thunder Tribulation, and the ones that are a little bit more against the sky are the quasi-emperor Phantom. Like Xuanhuan, he directly summoned the Changtong Emperor or the Changtong Emperor at the Great Emperor realm. It is really rare in the ages. Minjiao said slowly. Hearing what you said, I'm worried about Sister Shui again. How terrifying will his quasi-emperor tribulation be? Don't worry, Shui shook her head and said. Okay, I hope you won't let me down. I will use 10% of my strength in this move. If I use more, you will definitely fall. Open your pupils. After the Emperor of the Double Pupils finished speaking, he first closed his eyes, and then slowly opened them. In an instant, life and death kept flowing in his eyes. The extremely terrifying aura kept impacting this world, and the formation also had many cracks at this time, and then was repaired by strands of power. Formation, look at the formation. It's really terrifying, just the aura is so terrifying. It's worthy of being an invincible double pupil, even though it's the second generation. At this moment, after feeling this breath, Emperor Su frowned tightly. A sense of fear and powerlessness unconsciously arose in his heart, as if he was facing a really invincible move. I, Emperor Su, will never admit defeat. Eternal Divine Emperor Body, activate. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 553. After Xuanhuan felt this wisp of invincible aura, his scarlet eyes burst out with all his aura. In an instant, wisps of golden light were like a rainstorm of pear blossoms, bursting out directly from Emperor Su's body, and Emperor Su's aura was also increasing, and he was about to be infinitely close to the quasi-emperor. The eternal God Emperor appears. Following Xuanhuang's angry shout, in an instant, 1,000 phantoms appeared above Xuanhuang's head, and their faces, without exception, all looked like Xuanhuang's. Immediately, Xuanhuang summoned the Forbidden Avenue he had mastered and dozens of extremely terrifying visions. Imperial Technique. Chaos Falls. Following Xuanhuang's roar, Xuanhuang himself and 1,000 phantoms punched together. Boom! In an instant, the entire small world seemed to be caught in a terrifying storm vortex, and rays of light pierced the black clouds and brought rays of light to the earth. Countless geniuses felt fear when they saw this scene. Yes, it was fear, not shock, surprise, and other emotions. In this scene, are you sure it's not two great emperors fighting? It's too scary. Emperor Su is really too scary. This is far beyond the scope of the genius of the era. This time the great emperor's crown basically belongs to Emperor Su. A few minutes later, the aftermath had completely disappeared. The battle came and went quickly. Everything seemed to happen in the blink of an eye. However, in such a short time, the geniuses felt like their days were like years. Emperor Su, did you win? I don't know, the calamity cloud hasn't disappeared yet. Didn't disappear, did Emperor Su lose? Be patient. Look, Emperor Su is not dead. At this moment, in the sky, the shadow of the second-generation Emperor with double eyes was intact, without any blur. Emperor Su, on the other hand, was in ragged clothes, with a terrifying hole appearing all over his body. The blood had soaked into Emperor Su's body at this moment. However, there was no gray in his eyes at this moment, and there were still wisps of hot light. Hot as fire. Ha 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 ha. Yes, as I expected, I knew you would be able to block it. The second-generation Chongtong Emperor said slowly, his eyes full of admiration. Thank you, Senior, my subordinates, have mercy. I finally know the difference between myself and a creature like you. Xuanhuan raised his pale lips and said weakly. Ha ha ha, actually, you are not convinced, right? Yes, Senior, of course I am unwilling to do so, Xuanhuan said with a smile. Of course I understand you, but you don't have to think so. Don't forget, I have practiced for countless epochs now, not the me who has just been promoted to Quasi-Emperor. So many eras of combat training have been unknowingly integrated into every shot I make, and you have just been promoted to Quasi-Emperor. Do you think you can bridge the gap between combat experience with your talent? To be honest, if I, who had just been promoted to Quasi-Emperor, were to fight you, I wouldn't have absolute confidence that I could beat you. Do you understand? The second-generation double-eyed shadow looked at Xuanhuan and said slowly. Senior, I understand. Xuanhuan said solemnly that he was indeed so serious that he forgot that the person in front of him was an invincible double pupil who had been practicing for countless epochs. Okay, congratulations on your success in becoming a Quasi-Emperor, and congratulations on your embarking on a brand new path. However, I must warn you. The road to the Quasi-Emperor is countless times more difficult and dangerous than the road you are on now. You must be prepared. The second-generation Chongtong warned seriously. To be honest, if it weren't for Shui, the great Emperor Xuanhuan would have been almost within reach this time, but it's a pity that another empress appeared in this era who dominated the entire era. Senior, I must remember this. Xuanhuan said extremely solemnly. Okay, I hope we can meet again in the future. After saying that, the shadow of the second-generation Chongtong Emperor slowly disappeared, and then the black clouds in the sky gradually dissipated, replaced by endless auspicious clouds. Then, wisps of power continued to pour into Xuanhuan's body. In an instant, the bottleneck was broken through, and wisps of true Quasi-Emperor status continued to radiate from Xuanhuan's body, majestic and boundless, covering the sky. This also means that Emperor Su has now become a true Quasi-Emperor, embarking on a completely new and unknown path. Success, Emperor Su has really become a Quasi-Emperor. I witnessed the birth of a young Quasi-Emperor with my own eyes. I am so lucky. Awesome. Afterwards, Xuanhuan hid his aura and slowly fell down. That's great, brother Xuanhuan, I knew you could do it. Long Yao hugged Xuanhuan's arm and said excitedly, looking at Xuanhuan with twinkling eyes. Thank you, Yao. Xuanhuan patted Long Yao's head lovingly. Hey hey. Seeing Xuanhuan's move, Long Yao laughed even more crazily. Congratulations, Emperor Su, for becoming the first genius to step into the Quasi-Emperor. Emperor Junhui congratulated. Congratulations. Congratulations. Awesome. All the geniuses are not stingy with their praise and blessings. Thank you, everyone. I was just lucky. I believe that the day when you become Quasi-Emperors will not be too far away. Xuanhuan said with a smile, and then looked at Shui again and said. Shui, I wonder if I can let you use all my strength now. Maybe. Shui said with a faint smile. At this moment, a magnificent voice came from the sky again. Congratulations to Xuanhuan, my friend, for successfully breaking through the Quasi-Emperor. Okay, all the geniuses, the test is not over yet, please hurry up if you haven't tested it yet. Then, the peerless geniuses in the realm of Eternal God King couldn't wait to test themselves, and hoped that they could step into the list of ancient geniuses. However, at this moment, a laugh suddenly rang out. Ha 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 ha, what a Xuanhuan! Finally, there is a man who is worthy of being my opponent. A man in a grey robe appeared from the void, flying in the sky. Who is this? I don't know, I've never seen this face before. What does he mean by that sentence just now? Could it be that he is also a quasi-emperor? No. Is it? The moment Emperor Su saw this man, he felt a sense of competition in his heart. Suddenly, he also understood that this Tianjiao was also a quasi-emperor. In that case, why don't you introduce yourself? Emperor Su looked at the grey-robed Tianjiao in the air and said with a smile. Yes, it's impolite to do so. Then, the grey-robed man sent a wisp of his breath into the stone tablet. In an instant, the stone tablet burst into an extremely shining light again, this time more dazzling than Emperor Su's. A few seconds later, a message slowly appeared in the light curtain. Emperor Haihuang, Quasi-Emperor Realm, Talent, Unknown, 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 Comprehensive Evaluation, Unpredictable. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 554. After seeing this news, Tianjiao wiped his eyes in disbelief all day long, confirming over and over again whether he had seen it wrong. Quasi-Emperor, another Quasi-Emperor. Another Quasi-Emperor actually appeared, and judging from the situation, he should have broken through the Quasi-Emperor before the road to all realms. Damn it, what kind of monster is this? It's so scary. I want to go home to find my mother. At this moment, Xuanhuan finally remembered the identity of the black-robed genius in front of him and said with a smile. It turns out it's you, Emperor Haihuang. Haha, I didn't expect that brother Xuanhuan even knows me. Of course, after all, you are the Emperor Haihuang. Emperor Haihuang then lifted up his black robe, revealing his brutally handsome face. It could be said that this face was simply fabricated by the creator to perfection, without any flaws. So handsome, this, is too handsome, even more handsome than the exiled immortal. How could a noble family have such a man? No, I want. Just looking at this face, I can't help it. Sister, I'm going to pee in the nearby woods first. Damn it, this guy, why is he so handsome? I'm actually a little tempted, but I like women. Emperor Lin said in disbelief. Although I really don't want to admit it, but I have to say that even I am a little moved. June said slowly and intentionally. Hearing these words, Zhang Chang'an beside him instantly turned green and became jealous. However, he couldn't refute it himself, because he actually liked it too. Although, as a cultivator, after reaching the level of God King, you can change your face at will, but even if you fabricate it according to the most perfect face in our hearts, it may not have such a look. It is indeed incredible. I even doubt that his face is the origin of he made it up with his own hands. Xuanhuan Minjiao looked at Emperor Haihuang's face and said slowly. I think his talent is the most terrifying. Don't you see, all his talents are unknown, even the mastery of several forbidden avenues. What's even more terrifying is that his evaluation is unpredictable. Do you know the meaning of these 4 words? Junhui said slowly. After hearing these words, everyone finally came back to their senses and went to observe the talent of Emperor Haihuang. It's impossible to predict. What's going on? Isn't the highest state the originator? How can it be unpredictable? Is it possible that this Emperor Haihuang might not even be able to break through the great emperor? Emperor Lin asked doubtfully. This is a possibility. The future of this Emperor Haihuang is full of infinite possibilities. There is another possibility. His future fate cannot be speculated. Wia, do you mean that his destiny has been obscured? The demon fairy frowned and said. Impossible, you have to know that this is the road of all realms. You also know how the road of all realms was created. Unless the originator takes action, it is impossible to block it, and the Haihuang Emperor is a member of the Haihuang clan in the Sea of Gigzu. There is no originator in their clan. Mu Xianjun then rejected the demon immortal's words. In this case, there is only one possibility. You want to say that fate is nothing, right? Xuanhuan Minjiao said thoughtfully. That's right, the void of destiny is his physique, the void of destiny. This can also explain why all his talents are unknown. Destiny's void body. What kind of physique is this? Why have I never heard of it? Emperor Lin and others asked with a frown. They looked through all the records they had read and could not find such a physique. The void body of destiny is a physique that only exists in legends. There are only a few words about it. No one knows how it was born. There is no fate, no cause and effect. All futures are nothingness and cannot be speculated. It is as if they are not from this time and space. This is the first time such a physique has appeared since the beginning of time. Xuanhuan Minjiao said slowly. Damn it, I feel a little creepy all of a sudden, what's going on? Fate is nothing, it is impossible to predict fate, there is no cause and effect, does such a physique really exist? I said, don't make a fuss, you have forgotten, adults also have a vain destiny. Zhang Chang'an looked at everyone and said hurriedly. The two are not of the same nature. Your destiny is void because you have the strength to directly erase your own destiny and cause and effect, while this Emperor Haihuang has no destiny from the moment he was conceived. Xuanhuan Minjiao slowly explained. Actually, I'm curious, how much influence does this void of destiny have on the battle? Emperor Lin asked slowly. Of course it's big, and it's not a tiny bit, but it's not at this stage. The further you go, the more terrifying it will be, because the person you're fighting against may be a creature that has never appeared in this world and doesn't exist. Do you think it's scary? Anyway, we can't beat us now, so why bother? On the other side, after hearing Emperor Su's teasing words, Emperor Haihuang of the Sky Dome smiled and said, it seems that you are still brooding over the battle that never happened between us. To be honest, I am surprised. You and I sealed our names at about the same time, and we should have woken up at about the same time, but you have already broken through to the Quasi-Emperor. This is something I never expected. Another thing is that you seem to have changed. You are no longer the Emperor Haihuang I knew before. Emperor Su looked at the strange yet familiar Emperor Haihuang in front of him and said with a smile. When Emperor Haihuang heard this, his eyes unconsciously froze for a moment, and then he asked in his heart. System, are you sure that Emperor Su has not discovered that I am no longer Emperor Haihuang? Ding. Host, you are a person who traveled through time and space, and your own destiny is illusory. No matter how strong the other party is, they cannot predict your destiny. As long as you keep everything that Emperor Haihuang had before, it is impossible for them to discover you. What's more, didn't the ancestor of your family, the ruler, also discover it? He, that's right. System, release the task quickly. Ding. Task released, kill Emperor Su. Reward, Great Emperor Realm Cultivation. Ding. Legal task, seize the Great Emperor's crown. Reward, 12 taboos perfect Great Emperor. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 555. The current Emperor of the Sea is not the original Emperor of the Sea, but a time traveler. Like most time travelers, every time traveler has a system, but this system is different from the previous fairyland system. He is not a product of heaven, but follows this time traveler. The cultivation and upgrading of Emperor of the Sea is also very special. He cannot rely on cultivation to improve his realm, but fights. There is a designated target of the system. If he wins, he can directly advance to a major realm, but this target is also very special. Basically, they are all the strongest geniuses in the heavens and the worlds. Now, I finally waited for one again, that is Emperor Su. With my current strength, I should be able to beat Emperor Su. As for the Great Emperor crown, I must also get it. There are not many great emperors with 12 perfections in the whole heavens and the worlds. The old immortal in my family is only 11. System, I took it. Emperor of the Sea said in his heart. Ding, host, you should know the consequences if you can't win. You can choose to change the target, of course the reward will be very different. The cold mechanical sound of the system kept echoing in the mind of the Sea Desolate Emperor. Of course I know the consequences, it's nothing more than a big retreat, but I have confidence. Ding, congratulations to the host, successfully accepted the task, countdown, 1 month. Ding, congratulations to the host, trigger the epic task again. What task? The Sea Desolate Emperor asked excitedly. Issued the task, kill all the Tianjiao face this time, reward, Immortal Emperor prototype. System, you are serious. Of course, host, this is also paving the way for you. The system answered affirmatively. What if it fails? Host, you are a man who uses the system, you should be confident in yourself, otherwise, how can you be arbitrary for eternity? In the end, under the earnest teachings of the system, the Sea Desolate Emperor accepted the task. At this moment, Xuanhuan saw a strange flash in the eyes of Emperor Haihuang, and frowned and asked. Emperor brother, what's on your mind? Thank you for your concern, what can I worry about? I just want to fight you as soon as possible. Emperor Haihuang said with a smile, his face calm. Oh, it seems that you are not interested in the great emperor's crown. It was true before, but it's different now, I must get it too. Ha ha ha, then wait and see. After saying that, Xuanhuan returned to the ground, while Emperor Haihuang was hidden in the void. Brother Xuanhuan, what did you say to this Emperor Haihuang? Long Yao asked curiously. Nothing, just want to end the battle that didn't happen at that time. But I always feel that Emperor Haihuang is different from the one I knew before. Yao, you must be careful of him. Xuanhuang said with a frown. Well, okay, brother Xuanhuang. At this moment, a wave of fluctuations appeared in the void, and then 3 phantoms slowly appeared in front of everyone. After all, Emperor Haihuang had shown up, and they were no longer hiding. These 3 figures were all at the quasi-emperor realm without exception. Damn, what's going on? 3 quasi-emperors again. Are you crazy? Are you going to let us live or not? Can I complain? I want to complain. This is against the rules. Let them fight for it. The great emperor's crown and the 6 top physiques are theirs anyway. That's right. Instantly, almost 90% of the Tianjiao looked pale, even some eternal god kings. Originally, with the appearance of Emperor Su and Emperor Haihuang, they almost knew that they had no chance of getting the great emperor's crown, but now there are 3 quasi-emperors. Who knows, there are still some in the void. In this way, the 6 top physiques are almost gone. What the hell are you playing with yourself? Then, the information of 3 people appeared on the light screen. Luo Yuan, Quasi-Emperor, Eternal Holy Angel Clan. Talent, 6-Winged Angel, Judgment Holy Light, 4 Forbidden Avenues, Comprehensive Rely, Creator. Xiong, Quasi-Emperor, Hidden Race. Talent, Primordial Eternal Body, 4 Forbidden Avenues, Comprehensive Evaluation, Creator. Shen Yi, Quasi-Emperor, Hidden Race. Talent, Ancient Fuxi Body, Resurrection Prediction, Chaos Formation, Comprehensive evaluation, creator. 2 hidden races, 1 angel race, and all of them are quasi-emperors. This time the competition for the great emperor's crown is exciting. Yes, it's unprecedented. This is definitely the most exciting road to the 10,000 worlds. I didn't expect them to show up. It seems that the great emperor's crown is more attractive than I thought. Xuanhuan said slowly. Brother Xuanhuan, who are they? Why don't I know any of them? Long Yao said puzzledly. They are all figures from the era before me, and they are also sealed ancient geniuses. Figures before the Dark Ages, I remember that era, there should be many emperors, right? There is no reason for them to crown themselves. Minjiao asked doubtfully. It's mainly because the ancestors in their clan thought that it was not the most perfect time to become an emperor at that time, and there were defects, so they let them crown themselves and wait until the most perfect era to become emperor. The most perfect era is our current era. Linda said slowly. That's right. After all, the great emperor's crown has appeared. If it is not the most perfect era, I can't imagine what the most perfect era is like. This angel race is awesome, why is there no record of it? Of course, because the records about them are not familiar to us now. Their race is an ancient race that was born with the heavens and the worlds, and their members are extremely rare. There are only dozens of them now, and you can see that everyone's talent is the best in ancient and modern times. Not only that, they have a title. Xuanhuan stared at Luo Yuan, who was emitting a sacred light in the air, and said slowly. What title? The End of Evil. The End of Evil. That's right, their holy light of judgment has a restraining effect on all evil in the heavens and the worlds, such as evil thoughts. Awesome. Xuanhuan, what about those 2, do you know? When everyone heard Xuanhuan's words, they immediately became interested, because these were secrets they had never known. I know a little bit, but not much. I heard it from my grandfather. Do you know what the hidden race is? Then Emperor Su asked the geniuses a question. After a brief thought, the geniuses shook their heads. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 556. Have no idea. I just heard that the hidden race is awesome. They are the truly oldest race in all the worlds, bar none. And the reason why they call it Yin Shai Zai is mainly for one reason, loser. Xuanhuan pondered. Loser? What does it mean to be a loser? They are all races born in the beginning era, and in the beginning era, there was a war, which is called the most tragic and cruel war. That was the war of origin. And their hidden race is the race that failed in that war. Emperor Su slowly revealed a secret that was unknown to even some great emperors. What the hell, a race that failed in the origin war? What is the origin war? Emperor Lin asked with wide eyes and confusion. You don't need to know what it is, you just need to know that there are many originators participating in this war. Boom. These few words shocked everyone and they didn't come back to their senses for a long time. Holy shit. That's basically all I know. What about the races that succeeded in the origin war? Xuanhuan Minjiao asked slowly. They seemed to be called the origin race at first. Later, originators were born within their race, and they were truly called the origin race. We, the ancient races, or these hidden races, are not worth mentioning in front of the origin races. Xuanhuan said slowly. Then do we have an origin race in all the worlds? Unfortunately, no, those origin races will not exist in any origin world, because they themselves are an origin world. I see, this is eye-opening. Although it sounds very exciting, I feel even more insignificant. Now it seems that I am not even an ant. After all, in the world of heaven and earth, or in a world like the fairyland, I am not considered top-notch. Zhang Chang'an said bitterly. Yes, our lowest path in the world is also, in a sense, a prison. For example, for us, we may not be able to explore all the world in our lifetime, let alone the rest. The way. If you want to break out of this cage, the minimum qualification for admission is to be a pioneer. Su Wang's eyes flashed with an extremely determined look. He was confident that sooner or later he would be able to break out of the world. At this moment, Emperor Haihuang in the void immediately asked the system after seeing these three figures. System, system. These three should also be able to issue missions. Haha, host, you are overthinking. You are no match now, and you may not be able to survive 10 moves. The system said with a sneer. How is it possible? We are both quasi-emperors, how can we not be our opponents? Emperor Haihuang asked in disbelief. Because, if they want to become emperor, they can do so at any time. Moreover, what they are hiding is far more terrifying than you think. Only by becoming the emperor who has perfected the 12 taboos can you make it possible. Of course, it's just a possibility. The system slowly explained. Really, so scary. The Neptune Emperor frowned and secretly smacked his tongue. This was the first time he heard the system commenting on others like this. Of course, you can't imagine the horror. Although they have failed before, their foundation is still there. All the tricks they have mastered are as crushing to you. So host, in the next test, you must get a few steps, the secret technique of Teishu. Okay, I understand. What do you think? Do you think there are any opponents for us among them? Xiong asked slowly while looking at the two of them, his eyes flashing with disdain, as if looking at ants. The Emperor Su and Emperor Haihuang just now are not bad, but they are only good. I want to kill them with no more than 10 moves. If it is a formation, one time is enough. Don't forget, we are the geniuses of the origin. Shenji said calmly. These two are actually pretty good geniuses. Emperor Su has the body of the eternal divine emperor, which is the most powerful body in the top origin world, but it has not been fully developed by him. As for this Emperor Haihuang, that's interesting. It seems like his destiny is nothing. Lu Yuan said with a smile. So what, in the face of absolute strength, it is useless, but some of our tricks are indeed not that simple for him. No, it's not just that. I can feel that there seems to be a power in his body that doesn't belong to this world. Well, what you said aroused my curiosity. Forget it, we can fight soon, you will know when the time comes. After finishing speaking, these three geniuses slowly hid in the void. Later, Lin Bufan also tested himself. Of course, it did cause a lot of fluctuations. After all, he was the descendant of Emperor Fantian. However, after seeing these quasi-emperor geniuses, the acceptance ability of the geniuses increased significantly. Tisk, tisk, the descendants of Emperor Mortal are really scary. Yes, this Lin Bufan may not be as good as Xuanhuan and others, but he cannot be underestimated. Then, among all the geniuses, only Shui was left. Sister Sui, I am optimistic about you, you are the most awesome. Linda said excitedly. That's right, even if you are a quasi-emperor, you can't compare to Sister Sui. In my heart, Sui is the only eternal empress. What about me? And where is Empress Nanyi? June deliberately glanced at Zhang Chang'an and said. Okay, it's the only one. Wei Er? Did you exclude Empress Nanyi? June asked curiously. Wife, I'm just saying, you have to be self-aware, right? Which of these two can you compare to? Zhang Chang'an said straightforwardly. Damn it, Lao Zhang, I admire you, warrior. You are really born with a lovelorn body. This is a man with a will of steel, abbreviation, straight man of steel. Someone is going to fall in love. Emperor Lin and others gloated. Zhang Chang'an, you don't want to live anymore, do you? June said with a smile, but anyone with a discerning eye can see that this is the calm before the storm. Wife, I was wrong, only 3, isn't that okay with only 3? Hearing this sentence, Moxian, Long Yao Mu 11, Minjiao and other women were not happy. Zhang Chang'an, what do you mean? There must be something wrong with us. That's right, we are no longer the eternal empress. I advise you to think carefully again, otherwise, I will say bad things about you every day. Seeing the aggressiveness of the girls, Zhang Chang'an immediately shrank his head and said, Okay, you are all the most awesome empress in my heart. Humph, that's pretty much it. Brother Xuanhuan, I can also become the eternal empress, right? Long Yao smiled sweetly at Xuanhuan and said, yes. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 557. For a moment, Lu Yuan glanced at Shui Yi in the void. In that moment, her eyes kept trembling, as if she had seen the most terrifying thing. Lu Yuan, what's wrong with you? Xiong asked doubtfully. Lu Yuan did not answer Xiong's question, but still stared at Shui Yi. At this moment, Xiong and Shenji also noticed something was wrong. Then they followed Lu Yuan's line of sight and saw Shui Yi. What's wrong with this girl? The Eternal God King, the body of disaster, is indeed good, but I don't see any clues. Shenji directly activated the ancient Fuxi body and kept observing Sui Yi. After a long time, he didn't notice any clues. At this moment, Lu Yuan finally spoke. She's scary. It's terrible. Why didn't I feel it? Lu Yuan, which aspect are you referring to? Shen Yi also knew that Lu Yuan's words were definitely not groundless. For a proud girl like her to say such words was enough to prove that Shui Yi was indeed terrible in some aspects. I can't put it into words, she always has a vague aura of the beginning in her body. Absolute breath. What do you mean, Lu Yuan? You don't want to say that she is a creature from the primordial era, right? This is absolutely impossible. She does not have any aura of reincarnation, and her bone age is also real, there is nothing to hide. Xiong immediately denied it. Nonsense, of course I know, and I don't need you to tell me. The primordial breath I am talking about is not what you imagine but, the innate origin. Lu Yuan rolled his eyes at Xiong, and then said with an extremely serious face. What the hell, innate origin? What on earth is it? Haha, it seems that we will make mistakes sometimes. I really didn't expect that our biggest opponent might be an eternal God King. Shenji said slowly. Haha, what if she has something to do with the innate origin? After all, she is just an eternal God King. Anyway, she can't be a follower, isn't that what I said? Xiong said, looking at Shui Yi's eyes flashing with something strange. It's not that simple. I can see that if she wants to break through the quasi-emperor so much, she should be able to do it at any time. Shen Yi shook his head and said. Oh, if that's the case, why didn't she break through? Okay, we can't know these things for the time being. When we see her, we will know some things later. Now, she should also be tested to see if there is any useful information. Lu Yuan waved his hand and said. Fine. At this moment, below, Emperor Lin and others could not wait. Sister Sui Yi, hurry up, I'm curious about your overall evaluation. Will Master be involved? Shui Yi said worriedly. This is impossible. What kind of person is your excellency? How can it be possible just by relying on a stone tablet? That's right, Don't worry about Sui. Alright. After saying that, Sui also sent a wisp of his breath into the testing stone tablet. Buzz. In an instant, the stone tablet erupted with unparalleled light, countless times brighter than any before, and the whole world seemed to have become a bright ancestral land. Immediately afterwards, the entire stone tablet seemed to be shaking continuously, as if it was about to explode. At this moment, in a certain space, several creatures saw the scene and secretly smacked their lips. Tisk, tisk, you are indeed Li Bai's disciple. This talent is already going to explode the detection stone. Nonsense, it is Li Bai's stone tablet after all. I remember that Empress Nanyi didn't seem so scary at that time, right? Are you suffering from Alzheimer's disease? Don't you know the true identity of this little apprentice Li Bai? Yes, I almost forgot, the personality of the cursed goddess. In that case, do you want to expose Xiao Sui's talent? It's as if we really know the specific talents. Forget it, just fool around. I guess Xiao Sui doesn't even look down on the ancient genius list. At this moment, in the small world, just when the stone tablet was about to break, it suddenly became quiet. Then, Shuiyi's message appeared on the light screen, but it was shocking. Shuiyi, the eternal God King, the body of disaster, unknown, 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 comprehensive evaluation, I dare not predict. Holy shit, what the hell? Can't we see these talents? It's unknown what exactly the Sui is carrying. It's the same as saying nothing. No, what do you mean by not being able to predict? What the hell is this? Is it possible that this testing stone tablet is intelligent? Why do I want to laugh? It's really a knife's ass. It opened my eyes. It's the first time I've seen the word dare not predict. At this moment, Luo Yuan and others' eyes narrowed. Did you really guess it right? Xiong said in disbelief. If this is really the case, then this snowsuit is too scary. Although, there are some unknown things about us, but we all know it, and we dare not predict this. Shenji's face also became extremely serious at this moment. The main reason was that it was too scary not to predict. The things that were shown on the surface were not worth mentioning. It happened that these unknowns were the most terrifying things, because it was very likely that some of them were beyond their cognition. You know, there is only a difference between unpredictable and dare not predict, but the things contained in them are very different. Unpredictable means that the stone tablet has predicted countless endings, and there are many score differences, so it will appear. And dare not predict, it also means that the things carried by this person are so terrifying that they are unimaginable. Tisk tisk, you are worthy of being Sister Shuiyi, you made me laugh to death, dare not predict. This is the first time I have seen this answer. Could it be that this detection stone tablet really has intelligence? This should all be because of you, maybe the stone tablet detected your breath from Shuiyi's breath, so it dare not predict, and all the talents except the body of disaster on the surface are concealed. For us, this is a good thing, at least, it can make some Tianjiao afraid. Xuanhuan Minjiao looked at the three people in the sky and said slowly. From the beginning, she noticed that the eyes of the three people kept looking at Shuiyi. That's right, good and bad are interdependent. That's not right. At this time, Emperor Su was a little confused. What's wrong? Brother Xuanhuan, why is it wrong? I can be on the list of ancient Tianxiao, why can't Miss Shuiyi be on the list, don't you think it's strange? Xuanhuan looked at Shuiyi and said slowly. It doesn't matter, I don't care about this. Shuiyi shook her head and said. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 558. Yes, it's impossible for Sister Sui not to be on the list of ancient geniuses. What's going on? Is it possible that Sister Sui needs to break through the Quasi-Emperor to trigger it? No, This ancient talent list does not require breaking through the quasi-emperor to be triggered. For example, those three were on the ancient talent list when they were the eternal god kings. No matter which realm you are in, as long as you break through this realm when you are at the top of the world, everything you have can be triggered. Xuanhuan said slowly. According to what you said, Sister Sui, she didn't break through eternity before. So, this is the weird thing. Perhaps, it's because of adults. I understand, anyway, as long as it's something beyond cognition, it's all because of adults. It's not rude to speak rudely. At this moment, the detection stone tablet and light curtain in the sky slowly disappeared. Then, the majestic ancient voice appeared again. In comparison, you should have a certain understanding of your future path. Okay, now let's start the first test. Of course, in every test from now on, death is real death, but you have one chance to give up. As long as you give up, you will be safe. The first test begins. Afterwards, countless long steps slowly appeared before the eyes of the geniuses, reaching into the sky with no end in sight. At the same time, wisps of the ultimate ancient aura of vicissitudes continued to spread from the steps. Each step was stained with blood, especially the area in the middle. It's extremely bright red. I declare the rules. As you can see, this is the long step to ascend to the gods. The geniuses of each small world, the ancient race, etc., as a whole, those races with a small number of ancient races, you can each choose the genius you trust to work together. Of course, you can also act alone. What you need to do, let's climb the steps to reach the gods together. Of course, you will encounter many dangers on this road. You must face them together. The danger is related to your number. If any one of you gives up, your entire group will be regarded as a failure. And during the whole process, you can also interfere with other geniuses who are in the process of ascending to the gods. Okay, I've made the general rules clear, now I'll give you 5 minutes. Of course, you're not the only one. As the words fell, bursts of noise suddenly erupted. Damn, that's so insidious. Then wouldn't this Fang Qi become a hot potato? Yes, you can save your life by giving up. If you don't give up, you may die, but we cannot guarantee that everyone in our group will not be stabbed in the back at a critical moment. It's not just a test of strength, it's also a test of character. It's so vicious. Forget it, let's take it one step at a time and form a team first. Boom. At this moment, 5 black holes appeared in the sky, and then streams of light slowly came out of them. I almost forgot, your world is not the only one, there are 5 other worlds. Suddenly, the noise filled this small world, and countless geniuses were looking for the genius of their own world. Brother Xuanhuan, let's go together. Long Yao said excitedly. Why, not with your tribe? Humph, I don't want it. Okay. Brother Fenchen, do you want to come together? Xuanhuan looked at Fenchen and said. No need, there are still living beings in our Luo Tianyu. Fenchen shook his head and refused. At this moment, the one with the largest number of people is the immortal realm. Ha ha ha, Emperor Lin, it's great to see you again. Xuanhuan said with a smile. When I saw you, I knew how could you die so early. At that time, we were still wondering why we didn't see you. Of course, in other worlds, we have tested our respective talents and futures just like you. Let me introduce, these 3 are the geniuses of the Celestial Clan. Tianyi, Tiansheng, Tianmuyu. These 2 are the geniuses of the God Clan. These 4 are the geniuses of the Demon Clan. These 3 are monsters. Xuanhuan said slowly. Immortals, demons, gods, and demons, ha ha ha, it's finally complete this time. The geniuses said with a smile, after all, they are all geniuses from the immortal realm, and they all know a little bit about it, so the atmosphere is naturally different. Celestial clan, I thought you didn't come. Yeah, I think so too. Ha ha ha, it's just that the operation is relatively secretive. We are also very happy to see you. At present, it seems that our immortals have the most surviving geniuses. Tianyi said with a smile. That's right, at this moment, these immortal geniuses are basically famous in their respective 9 immortal realms. By the way, I have never seen you take action. What is your detection talent? Can you tell me? Linda then said extremely excitedly. Of course, this is nothing to hide. Afterwards, everyone slowly spoke out their future predictions. Most of them are basically the same. Of course, there are a few geniuses whose futures are extremely scary. By the way, I almost forgot about Miss Shuiyi's future. Is it possible? To be honest, we don't know either. Zhang Chang'an said slowly. You don't know either? What do you mean? A genius from the demon clan asked in confusion. The main thing is that there are only 4 words to describe Sister Shuiyi's future, and I dare not predict it. Hearing this, all the geniuses in the fairyland widened their eyes and looked at Shuiyi in disbelief. After feeling so many gazes, Shuiyi felt uncomfortable all over. Miss Shuiyi, I'm sorry, we don't mean anything else, we're just too curious. No problem. Shuiyi shook his head slowly, he just didn't like being paid too much attention by others. At the same time, on the other side, the genius of Wanqi Academy also came here. Hello, Shuiyi, I finally see you, I've been looking for you for a long time. Zio said with a smile, and then nodded to the geniuses. Zio. Miss Zio. Ha ha ha, I said, how could there be no Miss Zio, this is our only quasi-emperor. That's right, that's right. After seeing Zio, the Tianjiao said excitedly, after all, there is a quasi-emperor in the team, this sense of security is indescribable. Sister Zio. Sui ran to Zio excitedly and said with a smile. Alas, what's going on, the two of them? Who knows? Emperor Lin, who is this? Tianyi asked in great confusion and shock. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 559. Oh, you weren't there at the time, you forgot. This is Zio. Her identity, hey, you won't think of it? What identity? Stop nagging, tell me quickly. Yes, yes, what is your identity? Damn it, I'm so curious. The 3 geniuses of the Celestial clan asked anxiously. She is the creation Qinglian. You should be familiar with the creation Qinglian, right? Linda said softly. Hearing this sentence, the 3 people's eyes widened immediately, and after a long time they cursed. Holy shit. I'm so horny. How is this possible? Hasn't the creation Qinglian disappeared for several epochs? The 3 people from the Tian clan asked with great confusion. We don't know about this. Anyway, this Zia was brought back by the adults. She had been living in the Sea of Gigzu before. She seems to be a member of the Mermaid clan. The Sea of Gigzu is really scary. According to legend, that place is the most primitive sea area in the world. However, compared to the danger, it is not as dangerous as the Boundless Sea. Tianyi said slowly. By the way, the Haihuang Emperor and Haihuang Emperor should be the races of the Gigzu Sea, right? Emperor Lin suddenly asked. Yes, that's right, the Haihuang clan is the strongest race in the Gigzu Sea, and one of the few among the entire ancient races. Tisk tisk, Emperor, Emperor, the name of their Haihuang clan is so outrageous. You have the nerve to tell others, Emperor Lin. Zhang Chang'an was speechless and choked. Ha ha ha, who says it's not the case? Soon, the preparation time is over. Alright, all you geniuses, now I invite you to take the long step. According to the rules, the first team to reach the top of the long level will receive blessings from everyone in the team, and you will definitely not be disappointed. Now, you can start. After saying that, the long steps to the gods continued to emit rays of light, as if to lure all the geniuses to climb. Boom! Immediately, all the geniuses swarmed in, and without any hesitation, they stepped directly onto the long steps to ascend to the gods. Subsequently, phantoms of various terrifying and strange beasts appeared on each of the steps to ascend to the gods, as well as the phantoms of those who had previously stepped on the steps to ascend to the gods. At this moment, in the immortal realm, when Xuanhuan and others had just stepped onto the long steps to ascend to the gods, countless ancient chaotic beasts appeared from all directions, and the pitch-black cover directly covered the entire long steps to ascend to the gods, as if the world was destroyed. Like a wave. The realms of these ancient chaotic beasts are different. Most of them are chaos god kings. Of course, there are also many eternal god kings, and even a few in the quasi-emperor realm. Damn it, why is this thing so ugly? Emperor Lin was shocked. The ancient chaotic beast, Daoti, controls the race of taboo devouring. Su Wu Xiaotian said slowly. Wrong. At this moment, Xuanhuan Minjiao said suddenly. What's wrong? They are not phantoms, but real entities. In other words, what we are facing is a real ancient chaotic beast. Upon hearing these words, Tianyi immediately said loudly. Everyone, this is a real ancient chaotic beast, not a shadow. You must be careful. The geniuses of chaos will work together to arrange formations to deal with the strange beasts of the Chaos God King. As for the eternal realm, we will leave it to us and those who can cross the level to challenge. Quasi-Emperor. Leave these quasi-emperors to me, as I haven't made a move for a long time. Chen 11 said slowly. Trouble. Kill all the geniuses in the immortal realm. Remember, don't lose any of them. If your life is really in danger, give up immediately. Tianyi shouted angrily. Yes. Of course, the words give up will never appear in their mouths. They are all talented people born from blood, how can they give up? Ha 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 ha, wife, let's see which of us can kill more this time. Zhang Changken's eyes burst out with strong fighting intent. Good. Kill. Boom. Boom. Suddenly, formations slowly appeared one after another, countless terrifying visions slowly emerged, and at the same time, countless terrifying killing moves continued to burst out. Reincarnation. The great desolate star has fallen. A sword in the void. Feather into thousands of feathers. The immortal bones in the eyebrows, immortal plunder. Soon, after a round of fighting, the number of Daoti was reduced a lot in the whole process, not a single genius from the immortal realm fell. After all, this was just the beginning of ascending to the rank of God, and the horror is yet to come. Tisk tisk, let me think about it, should I use the creation Qinglian or the original technique? At this moment, Zio was caught in a tangle. However, before he could figure it out, the three quasi-emperor realm Daoti launched the Daoti Devour directly at Zio. Go away, don't disturb me. 11 Uisu waved her hand lightly, and in an instant, the forbidden avenues used by these three quasi-emperor Daoti disappeared in an instant. Suddenly, the three Daoti were stunned, with human expressions on their faces, as if they couldn't believe that the woman in front of them, who was in the same realm as them, actually broke up their taboo swallowing with a light wave. Sister Zio, can you let me try? At this time, Shui appeared beside 11U and said slowly. Stop making trouble, Sui, you are just the eternal God King, they are quasi-emperors. Although, he is the weakest among the quasi-emperors, and even three of them cannot beat the creatures that have just been promoted to quasi-emperors, but no matter what, he is still a quasi-emperor. This is a qualitative change. Chenexai rejected Sui-I's request without hesitation. If something goes wrong, how can he explain to the adults? Don't worry, Sister Zio, I have the confidence to win. Besides, don't you still have you by my side? Sui-I said with a smile. Okay, in this case, I can let you try, but if there is the slightest danger, I will take action. Zio looked at Sui-I seriously, with a rejection in her eyes that could not be doubted. Okay. Pick one. Not just one, Sister Zio. Hearing this, Zio was stunned. But three, I want all of them. After saying that, Shui directly activated the body of disaster, regardless of whether Zio agreed or not. In an instant, Shui's whole body seemed to be defecated, and the three quasi-emperor Daodi saw that they actually sent out an eternal God King. In an instant, their eyes were bloodshot like red lights, and they were determined to taste this ant. Disaster Purgatory, emerge. At this moment, Shui's expressionless face continued to emit a wisp of ominous disaster breath, like a witch who brought purgatory to the world. Afterwards, a series of disaster purgatory visions continued to turn into wisps of black light, merging into Shui's long sword. Disaster Purgatory slash. Shui said softly, and then slashed with the sword. In an instant, the grey sword light emitted, which made people feel extremely painful, and other negative emotions were immediately noticed by the immortal domain Tianxiao, and then they couldn't help but look up. Start, Invincible, met the Empress's apprentice. Author, Ben Pao de la Chang. Chapter 560. Isn't that Sister Shui? She is fighting against a Daodi in the quasi-emperor realm. Shui is really bold. Awesome, it's unique for the eternal God King to fight against the quasi-emperor. At the same time, Shui's sword also attracted the other Tianjiao who had ascended to the long steps of the god. What did I see, that Shui actually went to fight against the quasi-emperor? Eternal God King fighting against the quasi-emperor, crazy. Hee, the people of the immortal realm are really arrogant. By the way, should we sneak attack? Don't worry, there is a quasi-emperor next to this Shui, wait a little longer. At this moment, after seeing this scene, Emperor Haihuan couldn't help but open his mouth wide. This girl is so fierce, she actually went to fight against the quasi-emperor. Is she a girl of luck? System, can you check it out? Host, I'm sorry, I can't tell. The system's word slowly appeared. Even you can't see it? Interesting, interesting. On the other side, Xuanhuan and the other two were stunned after seeing this scene. As the eternal God King, she is fighting against the demon beasts in the quasi-emperor realm. I have to say that this woman named Shui is very courageous. Do you think she can win? Yes, I have a strong premonition, and it won't take a long time. Xuanhuan said slowly. Really? I am getting more and more curious. The eyes of Emperor Su flashed with a strong fighting spirit. As expected, you are one of my biggest opponents. Miss Shui is really good. The Emperor Su laughed in a low voice. At this moment, after Shui used the sword light, the three Daodi in the quasi-emperor realm naturally could not sit and wait for death. They roared and directly used the Daodi vision to fight. Boom. The aftermath of the explosion continued to impact the surrounding void, constantly generating void fluctuations. The sword light slowly disappeared, but the Daodi vision did not disappear. Sure enough, it's not that easy to deal with. After all, Sister Shui is only the eternal God King, and those three are quasi-emperors. Even if they are weaker, they are still quasi-emperors. It's already terrifying to be able to fight like this. It can be said that no one among the Tianjiao present can achieve that, to fight against three quasi-emperor beasts as the eternal God King, and not lose the upper hand. That's right, I almost forgot about this. Our expectations are too high. I almost forgot that Sister Shui is still the eternal God King. Sure enough, although these three are quasi-emperors, they are indeed very weak, so weak that they can't be any weaker. Shui murmured in a low voice, and then the two sides fought countless times again. Finally, after another battle, the three Daodi finally shed blood. Seeing this scene, Xuanhuan, Haihuang Emperor and Tianjiao such as Luo Yuan, their eyes condensed, and asked themselves, if they were at the same level as Shui, they would never reach this level. Horrible, really terrifying. What kind of identity does this Shui have? This woman is definitely a big enemy. It seems that this is the limit of the body of disaster, but it's still satisfactory. Shui said slowly. How is Shui? Zio asked slowly. It's okay, Sister Zio, I can kill them. Really? Zio said in shock. Don't worry, Sister Zio, leave it to me. Now the test is over, you can die. Dusk and eternal night. In an instant, the whole small world seemed to be replaced by dusk, and the breath of gradually withering things continued to burst out, directly entangled the three Daodi. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, the blood of the three Daodi continued to spurt, and the pain that sank into their bones made them suffer constantly. After death, they could not release or eliminate this breath. Afterwards, the whole small world was gradually replaced by the eternal night, falling into darkness, and even the light seemed to be swallowed up. It's that move. Lindy exclaimed. It seems that the move that can wipe out a genius like Luo Tian is almost certain. Then, in the eternal night, boundless fear spread to the hearts of every genius. Damn it, what's going on, why can't I see anything? Which woman is doing this? Damn, what kind of trick is this, why is it so terrifying? At this moment, there are only screams and roars in the eternal night, not just the immortal realm's long steps to the gods, but all the beasts in the long steps to the gods. All of a sudden, all the geniuses' scalps tingled. How is it possible? Could it be that, this trick has affected us? How is it possible? As if she had experienced a long night, Shui suddenly opened her eyes. In an instant, a ray of light pierced through the night, and then she could only hear Shui whispering. Dawn morning light. In an instant, a trace of fish belly white appeared on the edge of the sky, and gradually a ray of morning light dispelled the night, and the whole world gradually turned into daytime. At this moment, the three Daodi and all the strange beasts on the long steps of ascension disappeared, without a trace of blood left, as if they disappeared out of thin air. This scene directly scared many Tianxiao. What happened? How did it suddenly disappear? I didn't come, my eyes went black, and then my eyes lit up, and it was gone. A miracle, this is definitely a miracle. Is this something that an eternal God King can do? I've seen this for a long time. I can't imagine how powerful she would be if she broke through to the quasi-emperor. Many Tianjiao were incoherent and then looked at Shui carefully. At this moment, Shui's face was pale and her breath was a little disordered. After all, with her current realm of Eternal God King, it was not enough to support the dusk-dawn breaking technique that was improved to a higher realm. She had just used a few drops of her own blood to barely perform it. The sequelae were also obvious. Any Tianjiao could easily defeat Shui at this moment, and this state must be restored over time, and pills have no effect. Then, Zio immediately held Sui and asked with concern. How is it, Sui? It's okay, Sister Zio, I'm just a little weak. After all, I'm not strong enough to use such a trick now. And Zio smiled bitterly. You are really awesome, Sui, do you know that you killed all the beasts that reached the god level with your own strength? I have never seen such a terrifying genius, you are the first one in the ages. I just wanted to try it, I didn't expect it. Sui said with a smile. You, Zia pointed at Sui-I's nose helplessly. Okay, Sui-I, rest at ease, leave the rest to me. It's okay, Sister Zia will be fine after a rest. As expected, Sister Nanyi, you have never let us down. Do you know what this trick is called? Tianyi asked with his eyes wide open. Dusk Dawn Breaking Technique. It was passed down to Shui by the Dawn Breaking Emperor. Mingyu explained slowly, and then gave a brief account of the situation at that time. After hearing Mingyu's description, everyone except Emperor Lin was immediately in disbelief.